We interrupt this program to bring you
Soft Chaos.
Hi everyone, welcome to Soft Chaos. So, good day everyone. I hope you're all having a very great day today. But before we begin, let us take a moment to explore some interesting questions. So, how many of you have feel very active on social media every day?
me.
Now, how many of you still feel lonely sometimes, even when you're online or talking to people? Interesting. Well, that brings us to our topic today, the loneliest generation. Why are young people more connected yet more isolated? In today's world where we are only one click away from connecting with anyone across the globe, a surprising question arises. Why do so many young people still feel lonely? Is it because of social media? Changing family structures? Academic pressure? Or is it simply a misunderstanding of what connection truly means today? These are the questions that we hope to explore in today's discussion. Well, to briefly set the context, today's youth are considered the most digitally connected generation in history. However, studies and observations show the rising levels of loneliness, anxiety, and also emotional disconnection. So, is modern connection truly connecting us, or is it actually isolating us in disguise? Let's find out in today's discussion. Now, I would like to introduce our panelists for today's forum. We have two panelists who agree to the statement that young people are more isolated despite being connected, and two panelists who disagrees, believing that young people are actually more socially connected than ever before. Without further ado, let's get to know our panel members. Starting with two of our panels that agree with the statement, we have panelist one, Miss Hannah, a mother of three. And then moving on is panelist two, Dr. Dia, a Pantai Hospital psychology specialist. Moving on is our panelists who disagreed with the statement. Our panelist three, Miss Isa, a university student and also a Gen Z representative, along with panelist 4, Miss Natasha, a social media researcher. Let's give them a warm welcome. Now that the introductory part is settled, let's move on to our arising topic today. I believe everyone is curious about what each of our panelists have to say today. Thus, without wasting more time, let us start with our first panelist member for today, mother of three, Miss Hannah, to brief about what is her opinion on our topic today.
So, good morning, everyone. So, as a parent, I agree that today's young people are more connected than ever, yet they often feel more isolated. Because years ago, friendships were built through face-to-face conversations, playing outside and spending quality time with the family and neighbors. Today, however, technology allows young people to communicate instantly with hundreds or even thousands of people. But having many online connections does not always mean having meaningful relationships. Because as a mother, we notice that our children may spend hours on their phones, but very little time talking to the people around them. Like, for example, like my experience, like during family dinners, we are interrupted by notifications, and free time is often spent scrolling through social media instead of engaging in real life activities or conversations. And another concern is the pressure created by social media. young people constantly compare themselves to carefully edited photos and perfect looking lives. I knew this because I do notice that one of my, like, especially the youngest child, I noticed that she is constantly comparing herself into, like, in social media, right? So this can lead to feelings of loneliness, insecurity, and the fear of missing out. Ironically, the more they try to stay connected online, the more disconnected they may feel emotionally. Busy lifestyles also plays a role. Parents work long hours, students face academic pressure, and families often have less time to bond. Even when everyone is together, they may be focused on their own devices rather than each other. That's all for me.
That is certainly a very great insight, Miss Hannah. As a mother of three, I do believe that you are the most familiar in this case, as younger generation is actually your children's. Well, I am quite curious, and I believe that our panel members are also quite curious about what the other panel might have to talk about. So let us welcome the second panel, and let's hear what she have to talk about.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Dr. Dia, representing the psychologist POV. When we talk about the younger generation, they are all not intent to isolate themselves. Their behavior is driven by positive, deeply human intentions. In Malaysia, there's a statistic of saying loneliness and isolation are growing concerns, particularly for Gen Z. The National Health and Morbidity Survey (NHMS) shows that loneliness among Malaysians secondary school students has doubled over the past decade, jumping from 8.1 to 16.2%. Additionally, young adults aged 19 to 29 report the highest levels of isolation in the country. So, although these problems happens by accidental byproduct of using digital tools such as social media that are poorly designed for fulfilling those needs. As Hannah said, they are using their phone too much. For instance, social media provide endless stimulation, but that scrolling and double tapping replace the true presence of human closeness. Young people have thousands of friends, or as they call it, followers, yet they have no actual trusted ones that can avoid emotional loneliness and leave an effect to their social skills. This also leads to affecting their mental health. When young people log on to feel included, their brain enter a state of heightened threatened detection because text-based connection lacks tone and facial expressions. The brain overinterprets minor delays or short responses. So imagine this. You spend your whole holiday with just talking to your relatives or friends through digital tools. So once you actually see them physically, you'll have this awkwardness of making conversations because you just got used to just making conversations over text. Moreover, spending more time on the phone more than 3 hours a day increases anxiety and depressions. This hour spent on social platforms directly push out the time young people would otherwise spend engaging in physical, real-world activities that inherently protects mental health, such as outdoor exercise, real-world hobbies, and face-to-face family bonding. To understand depression, for example, Maya, 18 years old student, Maya wakes up feeling lonely and anxious about a difficult upcoming exam week. Seeking for comfort, belonging, and a distraction, she would pick up her phone and text her peers, but they may not replying to her immediately. So Maya, at the end of the day, would feel a deep emptiness and low self-worth. She would think that everyone else is succeeding, but I'm here all alone. So, in conclusion, to protect the mental health of the younger generation, we must help them to bridge this gap. moving them away from the illusions of digital connection and back into the safety real world intimacy. So that's my point of view.
Thank you for the valuable knowledge, Dr. Dia. It is indeed an honor to have a psychology specialist on the floor with us today. Now, let us hear from panelists that have a different point of view on this topic.
Thank you to our moderator, Aya. Hi, my name is Nouri Sanshira. I'm the university student and the Gen Z representative. Okay, in my point of view, I agree and I both disagree and agree with our topic today. Okay, I agree. Okay, our generation is much more lonely because of all the technology and all that. But what I disagree is loneliness doesn't mean a bad thing. It doesn't specifically mean like, oh, because we are lonely, this is a bad thing. It's going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen. No. To me, when we have the time to ourselves, it is the best time to get to know ourselves. For me, as a university student, we are going to into another chapter of our life. We're going to think about what we're going to study, where we're going to study, what we're going to do after that. So when we are always surrounded by our peers, there will always be peer pressure. In researches, in articles, peer pressure is always a big topic because it's something that can easily manipulate our decision. If a student doesn't know what to do and then their peers are saying like, oh, I want to do this, the possibility of the student to just follow what the friend is doing is so much higher, and then they won't even know what they really want. They would just follow what their peers want. When we have this alone time, we can spend time alone and help develop a better understanding of who we are. The better you know yourself, the more likely you are to do things that you love. We can learn our interests. We can think about what we want to do after this without thinking about, oh, what other people are going to say, what other people are going to do. Just think about ourselves because this is our future, not anyone else's. And in conclusion, even though loneliness is increasing, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Actually, it can be a big advantage. That's all from me.
Wow! Thank you, Miss Isa. It is indeed refreshing to hear fresh opinions from younger generations these days. Such deep perception is very rare. Though it seemed concise, nevertheless, we shall now listen to what our last panelists think about this.
Assalamualaikum, hi and good morning to everyone. My name is Alia Natasha and I'm here as a social media researcher. As a social media researcher, I respectfully disagree with the idea that young people are becoming more isolated despite being more connected. In my view, digital media has expanded opportunities for communication, support, and community buildings. My first point is that social media help young people maintain meaningful relationships. While critics often argue that online interactions are superficial, research suggests otherwise. According to the Pew Research Center 2024 reports, 74% teenagers state that social media makes them feel more connected to what is happening in their friends' life. These statistics demonstrate that digital platforms help young people stay informed, engaged, and emotionally connected with their social circles. In my second opinion is that digital media creates community and a sense of belonging. Many young people may struggle to find others who share their interests, experience, or challenge in their immediate surroundings. Through online platforms, they can join communities related to hobbies, education, mental health support, gaming, art, and media interests. These communities provide opportunities for interaction, encouragement, and friendship that may not be available offline. Furthermore, social media provide a platform for self-expression. The same Pew Research Center report found that 63% of teenagers believe social media gives them a place to showcase their creativity. This indicates that digital platforms are not merely tools for communication but also space where young people can express themselves and connect with others who appreciate their ideas and talent. Finally, it is important to recognize that technology itself is not the cause of loneliness. Factors such as family relationships, academic pressure, and financial stress, and also at the same time personal circumstance, often contribute more significantly to feeling of isolations. Technology is simply a tool, but when used responsibly, it can strengthen rather than weaken social connections. In conclusion, while loneliness among young people is genuine concern, it is inaccurate to blame digital media alone. Research shows that social media help young people stay connected with friends, build a supportive community, and express themselves creatively. Therefore, I believe that technology has become a powerful tool for fostering connection rather than promoting isolation. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Miss Natasha. Now that we've actually listened to each other's opinion, I would like to open the floor for a short cross discussion for anyone that wishes to channel their thoughts. Panelists, you may respond directly to opposing views, but please keep it respectful and constructive. The floor is yours. Yes, Miss Isa, you may speak.
Well, I have some opinions towards Miss Hannah. Opinions. Okay. First off, in her points, she said like about something. Generation nowadays are like looking for friends online, but not like looking for friends that are like physical. Like in front of us. So, to what I have to say to that is, maybe like sometimes for my generation, we use the internet to stay in contact with our friends. Like I said, we are in a new chapter, so we would also be apart from our friends that we already have from secondary school, from high school. We're going to be apart. We're going to enter so many universities, different universities. So it's one of how we're going to stay in contact with our friends. And then one more point that I wanted to point out is you said when we use online, we're not face to face. Well, there is video call. We can use video call to be on call with our friends. We can look at their faces. To me, it may be like something that is a problem nowadays, but to me it's like an upgrade for how we want to communicate with people. It's digital communication is simply a different form of socializing, a new way, an upgraded way in the new modern world. That's it.
Yes?
I would like to respond to Miss Isa's opinion and argument. So, as a mother, as a parent, we believe technology itself is not the enemy. It is a valuable tool for learning and communication. However, the real challenge is finding the balance. So we should encourage our children to build genuine friendships, spend quality time with family, participate in sports and community activities, and develop healthy habits when using technology. And I do agree to that. But like young people nowadays need more than likes and followers. They need understanding, support, and real human connections that help them feel valued and loved. So, in conclusion, this generation is more digitally connected than any before. They can also be emotionally isolated. As parents, teachers, and society, we have a responsibility to help young people create meaningful relationships and remind them that true connections happens not only through screens but through shared experience and genuine care. That's all from me.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah and Isa, for the valuable insight that you've shared to us today. I believe that all of us can agree that this topic is actually a heavy topic. Even though it doesn't seem that heavy, it is heavy, since there are a lot of point of views that we need to take into account of such as just like how Miss Iza said earlier, she, as a young generation these days, facing critics from older generations or even her own peers about this kind of topic, feeling isolated. Some people may feel isolated because they need their own time, while others may think otherwise. Others may think that they don't want to socialize, but it is indeed true that some people does not want to socialize, just like how Dr. Dia said earlier. Thus, I believe we can conclude the forum for today. That is all from us. I am Anis Aminuddin, your moderator for today from Soft Chaos, signing off.